Hey guys, thanks for joining into Bowzone here. My name's Emery Will, and I'm going to show you today a fast and easy way to recolor your antlers. Whether it be a dead head that you found or a big old shed that has been there lying there for years. Here's a nice whitetail my buddy found. Bleached out wet, white, and my other brother got given this buck, and it was white as well. So this one we recolored. A couple simple tricks, got it looking real nice again. So that's what we're going to do with this one today. You're going to need a paintbrush, some steel wool, and a container of some sort with some water. Today we're using potassium permanganate. So basically it's in a powder form. You can get this at your local pharmacy or drugstore. Real cheap, 15 bucks for something like this, and it's pretty full. So we're going to take a little bit of this out, and I don't really have a secret ratio. I just usually what I normally do is grab an old shed that I don't care about, maybe a 2-point or something like that, and I'll mix some of this powder in with the water to get the right ratio I want. I don't want it too strong, otherwise you're going to put one coat on and it's going to look pretty good, but not quite good enough. You're going to add 2 coats and it's going to look too dark. So what I like to do is just add a little bit, and so it adds a little bit of color at a time, and do 5-6 coats. That way, or not even 5-6 coats, but multiple coats. That way you can get exactly what color you want. Not too dark, but not too light. Here's some pre-mix that I already have mixed up from my last time I did it, so I'm not going to need to add any more right now. But so basically what you're going to do is just paintbrush the stuff on. But the way I do it is I start on the bases, because that's normally your darkest area where they rub the most. So it goes on purple. A lot of times you're like, what on earth is happening? It should not be purple, but that's just the way it goes. Get it right in the burrs there. Just work your way up. Now, not every time it's going to work out great. You have to study the antler. If it's cracked and too checked, it won't really soak in properly. So just keep that in mind. It's not always going to work, but majority of the deadheads, especially if they're pretty reasonably fresh, they're going to come out real nice. So just nice and even coat it, because if you get a non-even coat, you will have non-even color. So really try to get it as even as you possibly can. It's probably a good idea to wear gloves. I have no idea why I'm not really, but it's not that bad. It just colors your hands for a bit, and then it'll come off, so you don't have to worry about it. Now, if you are doing this on a European mount that's already nice and white, you're going to want to throw some tape around it and cover it up, so because this will bleach or color the skull as well. So just keep that in mind if you've already done a Euro. On this one, it still needs to be boiled and cleaned up, so not a big deal. We'll let that side dry for a bit here, and it looks really funny right now, but it'll look great in a couple minutes here. We'll let it dry, we'll come back, and we'll do the other side. All right, so we've put our second layer around the base. I think for this one, we're going to go ahead and call that good. The second part we do is you're going to need some steel wool or sandpaper. I personally like the steel wool more, just because on this one we use steel wool, and it really brings out some of the contrast of the antlers if it was rubbing. I have used sandpaper. I think it takes a little bit too much off. So move this stuff. So really what you're going to want to do is just get that steel wool in your hand and rub. And everywhere where that bone has got a ripple, it's going to really bring out the contrast in that area. Okay, so we've added a little bit of contrast here in the burrs. You can already see it's looking great compared to the other half. It's kind of the contrast showing you what it's done already. Well, we're on one of the final stages of recoloring this buck, and it's one of the most important stages. When you put the potassium pernadenite on and you get the right color that you want, it's going to look great, but it's going to look dull. It's not going to look that polished up like he had been fighting or rubbing on trees. So to get that last little bit, I use, I'm sure there's different ways to do it, but personally I use pitch. And it can be from pine trees, spruce trees, whatever you want. In this aspect, I'm just going to use this aspen here, but basically you just rub it like as if a buck was rubbing. You want to go the whole way around on all the tines, and especially in the burrs. That will add the bark and a little bit of pitch in there for lifelike simulating it. So. Now if you can't get all right into the deep little areas there, another trick that I use is cutting off a pine branch, and then I'll just hold it like this, and I'll get that branch in there and get that bark in those small areas like that where you may not get otherwise. So, hope you enjoyed it. Check out our other videos. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to. Have a great day.